Okay, guys, there is a new form of pandemic, and I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about degenerate, brainless whores. Now, you might be wondering, Abraham, what type of degenerate, brainless whore have you brought forth today? And I reply, the best kind. The kind that goes to Starbucks and is definitely a future Karen. The kind that thinks cancel culture of 2016 is still here. But unfortunately for her, Elon Musk bought Twitter and enshrined free speech, baby. So you might have seen recently that this UFC fighter, his name's Sean Strickland, he had a glorious statement to make about the merits of the woke mind virus. Give it a listen.
We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said if I had a gay son, I would think I'd...
Oh, look, another, I'm saying to you, the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
A woke mind virus. Oh my gosh, dude. These people don't realize we see them as delusional outcasts. What they don't realize is we're willing to pay the counterfeit moral price of saying I'm not a part of your ideology and you're not actually a good person as a result of being a Marxist.
Become a champion, you become a star, and some would say...
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
Have you had the chance
no,
to interact with a more diverse...
Are you... Let me know, are you gay?
Could I get an answer?
Well, no, I'm asking, this is a part of the... Are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
Okay. If you had a son and he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh, man, well, dude, you're a weak fucking man, dude. You're like...
Oh my god, bro, this is so funny. This is so funny. And you can see why this would trigger all the right degenerate brainless people. I've recorded a lot of videos recently, or at least several, about how degenerate femininity and its alignment with resentment is at the core of Marxism and leftist belief. The separation from reality and the resentment of any type of objective framework as oppressive. This is uniquely and starkly feminine, and it's a lie of feminism. It's the reason why they demonize the patriarchy. They can't tell the difference between corrupt tyrants and, just, generous, productive men. And so just as they demonize all masculinity, they demonize all objective reality, because masculinity not only built reality, but also stands for reality, and at least it's all it's... There's a fucking feminist at my window. That was a big feminist.
Like, you're part of the fucking problem. You elected Justin Trudeau. Like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just fucking pathetic. And the fact that you have no fucking backbone, and has he shut down your fucking country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid shit like that, go fuck yourself. Move the fuck on, man.
No, that doesn't really answer the question, but I did want to ask...
Exactly. These people are mentally destroyed. And the fact that he would ask a UFC fighter this ideological nonsense question is an admission that they don't even understand what's going on around them. They don't understand that the world has shifted away from their idiocy. You can hear the arrogance and narcissism in his voice. You didn't really answer the question. Who do you think you are? You think you have status and that you're a good person as a result of being a Marxist? Marxists actually killed 60 million people.
About the trans community, you said this past October when they announced the Bud Light sponsorship that you'd go so hard on Bud Light in your next fight, they'll have to accept me or denounce me when they know what, and will know what they stand for.
This guy's like, hey, this Canadian's not that Canadian.
Are you still going to use your fight time to kind of speak on that?
Here's the thing about Bud Light. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental fucking illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you have fucking weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition.
Literally the woke mind virus, a disease. It's a diseased mind. And you can tell that the guy asking this question is actually a soy boy, actually a freak of society. The type that didn't get bullied enough in high school.
Of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of fucking you. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your fucking bullshit you're fucking peddling. The world is not saying, you know what?
Exactly.
You're right. Fucking chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could fuck in school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy is a fucking enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there.
But this is only the beginning of this video, as promised. Oh, this is a good thing, by the way. this is an interesting moment, by the way, especially considering that this woman, Jean Carroll, who's clearly mentally unstable, went on CNN and said that her R-word fantasy. I'm on YouTube, guys. I actually don't mind saying it. And now she's saying this as if she expects people to believe this stuff. I mean, again, straight out of the mind of a degenerate woman experiencing psychosis as a result of rejecting reality and being fatherless. But here we go.
Said some of the
this is the video.
A professional athlete just said some of the most disgusting anti-gay, anti-trans bullshit I have ever heard. And so far he has faced 0 consequences.
Oh my God. Okay. Just that in and of itself is so degenerate and psychopathic. A degenerate Marxist leftist woman who has been taught to hate reality itself is triggered when an unapologetically masculine man completely rejects their erroneous presuppositions. This is so disgusting.
A professional athlete just said some of the most disgusting anti-gay, anti-trans bullshit I have ever heard.
And you can see her smiling as if she's gleeful. She looks gleeful right here because she thinks she's about to do something. She thinks she's about to cancel this guy. She thinks that it's 2016 and you're going to march in downtown Los Angeles with your pink hat saying that a man looked at you wrong back in 2008.
And so far he has faced 0 consequences.
Because, oh my God, he has to face consequences for disagreeing with the radical left. I mean, who does he think he is? Just being out here having his own opinions? Like, that violates my safe space. I have a gender studies degree.
Like, his big money-making event is still set to take place, still at Scotia.
Do you guys realize how evil these women are? Do you guys realize how evil these women are? How evil she is for smiling and acting as though his event should be canceled because of what he said and thinks. Are you guys hearing this? This is what would happen if women ran the world. It would be a police state. It would be a communist zone where you're not allowed to move freely or think freely. This is the reason why women need men, because without men, society falls apart. Because without men, they completely disintegrate. They raise criminals and execute babies. And they think if you disagree with their lunacy, with their delusion, with their objective narcissism, combined with their unintelligent brain rot, then you shouldn't be able to earn money. We're living around people like this. Guys, the woke mind virus preys on degenerate women because their connection to reality is already weak. They were raised fatherless. You need to understand this. If they are raised fatherless, they don't have a conception in their brain of what the masculine spirit is. And so if they don't have that, they have no way of tethering themselves to reality because men are the apparatus for which women make sense of the world. Women like this are clearly broken.
Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, and it's still in 2 days.
As if it shouldn't still be going on. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
TikTok, it might be time to do your thing.
Oh, it's so cringe. Holy shit, I just died of cringe. Women like this should not be allowed to vote. They want to be treated as our equals, bro. Women want to be treated as our equals, and then they act like this. It's not only a separation from reality, it's a separation from morality, it's a separation from the ability to think, it's a separation from all of the mechanisms that result in truth, like reason and rationality. It's almost so deliberately perverse that it's an attack on those things. It's like an attack on truth. But she's not trying to do that. She's just adhering to the ideology which has ravaged her brain. This is why women need men. Her brain is soup. It's ruined.
Let me tell you why. This human thumb, Sean Strickland, yeah, the guy in the Women Belong in the Kitchen t-shirt, so original. He is an
Okay, yeah, you can tell that she's triggered. You can tell that when she saw this, she really got in her feelings because she was reminded of all the ways that reality reminds her that she's wrong. She definitely thinks this is the type of woman that unironically will tell people men and women are physically the same. Men and women can throw a baseball just as hard as each other. Men, in fact, should compete against women in sports, and it's good when they do. These are the type of people that get preyed on by the college system to pay $60,000 a year to study gender studies. These are the type of people that go to Starbucks in the morning, and as it's getting dark, graffiti the side of Starbucks with "Free Palestine, Stop the Genocide," while still wearing her overdue COVID mask so she feels edgy like a criminal. Oh my God, I'm experiencing the urban life even though I live in Brentwood. Let's go tear it up, Emily.
Twitter. And yesterday, MMA journalist Alexander Lee asked him about disgusting comments he had made in the past about the LGBTQ community. Specifically that time that Strickland said if he had a gay son, it would mean he failed as a man. This seems like a guy who's super secure in his masculinity. Anyway.
There it is. When confronted for their degeneracy, when confronted for their immorality and blatant denial of reality and opposition to logic and reason and rationality and objectivism, what they do is they attack your masculinity. Remember what I said earlier. Masculinity stands for reality. Masculinity stands for order. Masculinity built civilization. So when they have resentment for civilization, when they have resentment for reality, what do? It's right there. They attack masculinity. Are you putting it together? Look at this deranged face. Triggered by masculinity, triggered by logic, triggered by morality, definitely triggered today, because let me show you what happened to her. This is, oh God, it's been brutal. Every single post that's like high profile that's gone after her is getting, at this point, over 1 million impressions. People are just going insane. This is funny. This guy says, TikTok, it may be our time. TikTok, it may be time to do your thing, and then post this video. Bro, these feminists are not ready for reality, bro. I'm telling you, they're actually fatherless. They have no idea what they're doing. I recorded this in a previous video, but it's important to recognize that women will actually sacrifice their reputation just to spite reality. There was a girl that recorded a video. I posted on this, but it was a girl who recorded a video PowerPoint of how she's a slut, knowing that she would be mocked mercilessly, but did it anyway just because a man in her life told her at some point that she shouldn't be a slut. So women will actually sacrifice their reputation. They will scorn themselves in front of the world under objective reality, and through their debauched narcissism believe that they are the good guys. This is because they are possessed by the woke mind virus. And this is I think, this is how you know that type of same cancel culture is over. And it took Elon Musk buying Twitter to really substantiate freedom in the culture. People are no longer allowed to pretend as though everyone agrees with them. What they were doing before is they were silencing every single person that disagreed with the mainstream propaganda and woke mind virus lies, the endless basically slanders against reality itself that they're propagating. Men can become women. Men can compete in women's sports. Men and women are the same. Orange man, bad. People aren't forced to pretend as though that's true. And now they can't prevent people from showing that they disagree with them. And so the jig is up. Now, don't get me wrong. I fully expect them to continue to divorce themselves from reality and become even more radical, especially as the election's coming up. But what's definitely true is they can't pretend as though everyone agrees with them anymore, because they're not censoring people. And that just, by the way, goes to show you how evil they are, of course. I can already tell you this video is going to get censored on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you should consider yourself lucky. Subscribe to the channel. I can guarantee you that this video has gotten already 10 times the views on Twitter that it's gotten here. So, I mean, that should tell you enough right there. These people want to be tyrants and call themselves the good guys. It's like that MSNBC video where they were saying that the right is trying to push an authoritarian movement. Meanwhile, they are literally trying to remove Trump from the ballot. And any type of right-wing movement is completely based on liberty and freedom to begin with, and a rejection of their authoritarianism. This face here is the face of a wannabe tyrant. This face here is the face of counterfeit virtue and an evil that hasn't yet been integrated into an understanding of evil. It's unfathomable narcissism, because she thinks that despite her denying reality, despite her aligning herself with an ideology that not only lies but inverts truth, that she should be treated as if she's doing something good or she's telling the truth. And on top of that, that the person that she's lying about be punished for telling the truth. That's evil, by the way. When you punish someone for telling the truth, when you punish someone for doing good, that's evil. But this comes at the hands of degenerate femininity. This comes at the hands of feminists saying, you don't have to care about reality, boss queen. Reality? That's just an oppressive force by the patriarchy designed to hold you back and keep you in the kitchen, or raising a young family rather than slaving for $80,000 a year at a job that requires you submit to your boss instead of your husband. It's crazy how many broken, destroyed women have been mind controlled into rejecting having a family, a loving husband who will take care of them, and instead is working for very little money, alone, aging past the wall, and is objectively getting punished from all sides of objective reality while telling themselves, I'm a boss queen. Yeah, let me sip this wine at 9 p.m. I'm 45. Ha. We can make fun of them all day. I can analyze what's causing this mind virus all day. But what it comes down to is this is actually a threat to civilization. Women like this vote. Women like this occupy positions in government, even in corporations. Not at Twitter, because Elon Musk fired all the useless women. But this woke mind virus, as it takes control, as it takes over and perverts and destroys the minds of women, it robs the potential future of the world of a lot of good women that, you know, could be saved if they had found a man, if they hadn't been ravaged by resentment. And it does active harm, because as these women age, right, as they realize that they've been tricked, as reality itself reminds them that they're wrong at every single corner, which happens to leftists all the time. This is why you constantly see leftists triggered. The reason leftists are walking around and constantly getting angry in the coffee shop, at work, when they're grocery shopping, they may not show it, but they're constantly furious. They're constantly extremely mad. And it's because reality itself is reminding them, oh, well, that all the men are taller than all the women, and that's kind of weird because my gender studies professor said that men and women are physically the same, and yet I walk around society and see that men are taller than women. This must be a social construction. This must be oppression. That's just one example. They get mad at everything they look at because their ideology is incoherent and therefore is at odds with truth. So as they age, as they remain single, as they remain childless, as they become more and more unhappy, because the objective statistics, again, that's oppression of feminists, but objective statistics show that the most oppressed, unhappy group of people are 45-year-old to 55-year-old women that are single and childless, the most amount of antidepressants that are consumed by women in that age bracket. So as these ravaged, destroyed, hate-filled, miserable women who have been tricked by feminism see young, hot, beautiful, feminine women having families, getting married, being happy, and living the life that they told was oppression while they're clearly happy and surpassing them in all ways, and oh, by the way, also having kids to replace them, their anger and hatred is just going to increase. Because not only are they being proven wrong, and they know they're wrong, they're being publicly proven wrong, and that's being scorned. That's being ridiculed. That's the world seeing that every choice you've made has been the wrong one, that you are a fraud, that you pretended to say that you were doing the right things, that you pretended to say you were a good person, when in fact you were evil and making all the wrong choices. And that's why we have to bring as many women out of this mind virus as possible, because women are wrecking themselves in record time.